So, bit of a change. We actually got rid of the Revcon. It sold for pretty close to what we wanted, so we're kind of happy with that. And now we have lots and lots of space, and we have money now to start on this thing when we are done painting the Chevelle. We'll start out by talking about the paint booth, because I got a couple of comments on that on Facebook and YouTube and all that kind of stuff, so let's do that. So this is our paint booth that is currently in the process of getting new plastic up front, because there was a bunch of overspray from primer and filler and all that kind of nonsense. So now that it's a little open, you can kind of see more of the construction of it. So this is the second time Mike has used this booth. He first painted the car in 2016, and now it's being repainted. So he just made some kind of simple metal, are they steel?
Yeah, it's like 1x2 rectangle tubing.
1x2 rectangle tubing for the joints, and it looks like 1x4 mostly for all of the poles and supports and whatnot. And with those little really inexpensive kind of things, you can build your booth whatever specifications and size that you want. So obviously we have 3/4 of the shop right now occupied by the booth, but we could probably do it with the full shop with a couple more. Well, first if we had the space for that, but if we had more joints, yeah, if we had more joints and stuff. So up front you can see those are the bottom supports for the outflow, and the outflow boxes are made with just plywood and some inexpensive filters that you would put in your house. In the previous videos you saw that we only had outflow on that side. For the remainder of the paint, Mike just didn't like how much paint dust was still floating around in here, so he's going to do the entire bottom of the door. So when he's painting, the garage door is lifted to here so air can move through. In the back, well, sweet window right there, that way when he's not painting we can have the AC still pumping in here. Amazing little door to go back to the paint prep area and the junk room. And here is where the air comes from. So this is a fantastic conglomeration of new and old fans. These square fans is what he used the first time, and we had, I think, 4 or 6 of those things, which have since periodically died throughout the years. This is a new fan that we picked up from Lowe's. That's an old fan that we had on the patio that had a mist system on it for the dogs. And then this old big behemoth. So pushing air through from back, fresh air through from back here. That's open to the non-paint side of the shop, into the paint booth, and then out through the outflow blocks. So it's pretty simple construction. It's all just, you know, cheap plastic that's taped and stapled and secured up, and it's worked pretty well. A professional paint booth would be fantastic, but really not within the budget. So the paint is the expensive part. The blue is about $2.50 a gallon.
Yeah, it was about $2.50 a gallon, which is, yeah.
How many gallons did you need?
I've got 2 gallons of blue and 2 gallons of reducer for it, so it's actually like 4 sprayable gallons.
4 sprayable gallons, yeah, with just the paint.
Yeah.
And this time around you're using the matrix paint because the car was originally painted with PPG, and you just weren't super thrilled with how the PPG worked out.
No, it didn't. Well, I don't remember actually what the base was, but the clear was PPG, and it wasn't like it was when I was painting bikes a long time ago.
Way back in,
yeah,
the olden days.
98.
So if you're curious about the paint code for the car, it is Kia. It's a Kia color. We've never hidden that. If you ask, that's what it is. It's Kia. And it is HO. So if you're in the market for this color blue, which you'll see in the sun here, hopefully in a video or two, the code for it is HO, and it's from Kia. You know, all of the other kind of random accoutrements that come with painting. And just like every DIY guy out there, we're learning through all of the pros on YouTube, really. And a big shout out to Phil, who left us a couple of comments on our last video, because now you've rethought how we're going to
Yeah.
proceed with the painting on the body, and I think
He
it's
sent me down another direction and did a little research, and actually kind of liked that idea, which is do the base first, actually clear it, put 2 coats of clear on it, let that cure out, then do your stripes and graphics, and then once that's done, re-clear the whole car, which I kind of wanted to do kind of a flow coat on it anyway, because it is a makeshift booth and it does get a little more trash in it than normal, and I'm not a painter, so that'll help with the orange peel, help with the trash, and I think it'll just come out a little slicker in the end. But what I was going to do was lay the gray first, then the blue, but he was saying, and what I found out is if you put the graphics on top of clear, if you mess up or if there's some tape bleed or some bleed under the tape, you can just wipe off the excess with reducer, and it's easier to fix and safer.
Yeah. So shout out to Phil. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the tips, because we spent the entire morning today watching several different pros on YouTube, and yeah, you were 100% right. That's how the real pros do it. So thanks, buddy. That's kind of where we're starting now. So you're going to do a little bit more sanding with 600 grit, right?
No, I'm gonna clean everything up, finish the booth, paint the bottom of the hood and the back of the valence, so we can get those flipped over, so we can put sealer on everything and blue.
Yay.
Yay.
Colors.
Colors.
Maybe sometime in the next century the car will be painted, so I can actually buy plane tickets and go see my parents.
Yeah.
So hang tight, everybody. That's what we're up to in this video. We finally have a painted car. It took, I don't know, a week, almost 2 weeks longer than anticipated to get to this point because of struggling with clear coat.
Yeah.
So this time around, last go around, Mike used PPG paint and clear. Wasn't super thrilled with it, so this time around he's using matrix paint, but the paint itself seems to have laid really well. But he struggled really bad with the clear coat. It wasn't laying well, it was bubbling. He spoke with paint specialists who gave him tips and tricks. He sanded it down and tried again, and it was just not working out. So he switched to USC paint, or USC clear.
Yeah, USC clear. The matrix base was good. Didn't have any issues with that, but just couldn't get their clear to work right with me.
So we
Probably
have
the stupid humidity and high temps were.
Well, yeah. So southern Arizona this time of year, especially this year, this is one of the weirdest, most consistent monsoon seasons we've had in about a decade. which means you have days with 90% humidity and it's about 80 out, or you have days where it's 105 with 30% humidity. And sometimes those conditions happen in the same exact day. So it's been a little frustrating to try and get to this point, but we are to this point, which is exciting. So since we have color on everything, right? Yeah, everything.
No, fender extensions.
Oh, fender extensions still, but the main body panels, he gets to sand, lightly sand.
Yeah, this is just take the orange peel out of it, flatten everything out, and then get ready for stripes.
Yes, so get a little bit of the orange peel out because no, we're not professionals. I will, however, link and list the YouTube channels Mike has been watching this go around because he's found them incredibly useful. I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but we've spent an awful lot of quality time together watching YouTube on professional guys actually painting and talking about how things work. So I'll link them in the description of this video. That way you guys can have them if you need them, if you're planning on taking this type of project on yourself. But yeah, now is kind of doing the dressy part of it, of doing some, were they called rally stripes in the Chevelle?
SS stripes.
SS stripes. So the Chevelle's gonna get some SS stripes this go around. Didn't have them before. Never had them stock, that's for sure. Not on Grandma's car.
No, Grandma's car didn't have it.
So we're getting closer, but we're, I think, a little bit behind where we expected to be right now.
At least a week.
So it's kind of putting a crunch on our timeline for both getting the car ready and some vacation that we had planned. So that's where we are now. Hopefully the remainder of the process goes smoothly, because I'm ready for it to be back on the road. So I think we'll cut that video here. Probably do a separate video for the stripes. So I hope you guys are enjoying the content on getting the car back pretty and show quality, even though it's a race car, go figure. So a couple people have asked, and yes, we will do a full build video on it once it's back together. It is obviously not in shape to do a full build video on it. I couldn't get footage of it if I tried, so.
Take it on the back part.
Yeah. We will, once we get it back together, we'll do a nice big build video for the people that have been asking, because no, we didn't have a YouTube channel when we built this car, so. Thanks for following along. Comment, like, subscribe, share to your friends and family. Appreciate you guys.